Okay, guys, this is Mark Connors on American Media News and theconnorsreport.com and with
Jennifer Mills.
live
About the Flat Earth Society.
the Flat Earth Society. Is that what it's called?
Well, that is the group of people that believe that the Earth is flat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
that site is loaded with disinfo.
Okay, now we've got Justin on the line. Justin from Illinois. Justin, thank you so much for calling in on the show. We appreciate you calling in, and we appreciate the comment that you made while we were off the air, sir. Okay, so Jennifer and Justin, you guys can go ahead and chat. I'm going to sit here and we're not going to have any. I don't have to keep the peace with this guy. He's a gentleman. Check it out. Isn't that cool? So I'll just be able to sit here and kind of like listen and learn myself. Go ahead, you guys. Knock yourselves out.
Well, one thing that Justin mentioned was the distrust of NASA, and that was one thing that was a reoccurring theme in what I was finding today, was that anything that came from NASA was not to be trusted, was made up, and to be viewed with suspicion. And so I started trying to disprove, I guess, the flat Earth thought process without using anything from NASA, without using photographs taken from space. You know, because people say that. I mean, there's a group of people that say that the lunar landings were totally false, so that we can't use any pictures taken from space. Or that any pictures that were taken from the International Space Station were carefully either photoshopped or carefully manipulated to not truly show what they were taking a picture of, and to make it look like they were taking a picture of a round object. Is that
That's
kind
interesting.
of, is that your opinion, Justin?
Yeah, you know, as this goes along, it's just like, can we really believe any video or picture
No
of
kidding.
anything?
No
of
kidding.
anything, even the mainstream media or whatever you want. If it's on a TV or a picture, you know.
That's so
it's
true,
not-
Justin.
It's not a proof.
That is so
in my world.
so true, Justin. You're so right, man. Because I'm in editing, and I know you're like, you got to be kidding, man. There's hardly nothing you could believe anymore on video. I
Yeah,
know.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So go ahead, Justin. You were talking about a formula for were you talking about the volume of a sphere, or?
Well, I was just wondering if you were familiar with the, I know it's oblate in the heliocentric model, but just for debating purposes, the circumference of a sphere.
Okay.
The formula for the circumference of a sphere measuring 25,000 miles in circumference. Basically, you can type in Earth curve calculator, because that will give you the correct formula. And you might have to think about this for a second, but if you go to Google or Yahoo or any of that, the first 3 pages of the search engine is all 8 inches per mile. Okay? And that's where you have to start when you're trying to discuss this topic.
Hey,
Because
Justin.
8 inches per mile would give you a straight drop slope. That's not a curve. It's actually 8 inches per mile squared for the circumference of a circle, 25,000 miles. But for, the curve, it's complicated. It's a complicated formula, but once you get used to it, it's really, doesn't take that much to wrap your mind around.
Well, would that be just due to the fact that the Earth is so large that change that you're talking about is that small?
Well, now I don't have the math skills to verify this, but I do know like angles and geometry really well.
Mm-hmm.
The spherical stuff, I do know the 8 inches per mile. If you do that over and over and over again, you're going to end up with like a roof pitch. That's not a curved surface. So you said you was going to look up the formula.
Well, yeah.
This is my best proof that we're being lied to, is because Google, Yahoo, Wiki, all of them say 8 inches per mile if you look up Earth curvature formula. And that's easily debunked, so why are they lying to it? Now, I have a website, it's called Earth Curve Calculator, and you can punch in any distance. So, say you're seeing an object from
Hey, Justin?
50 miles away.
Justin?
Yeah.
You said that's your website?
No, it's not my website.
Okay,
no.
okay. What's it called again? Earth Curve Calculator?
Calculator.
Okay.
And so, if you guys, that's all I really wanted to say. I mean, because if you can see an object from so far away, and you know that it's 300 foot tall, you punch it into that calculator, and it will tell you if it should be visible beyond the Earth's curve. Now, they're going to give you refraction of light and all this stuff, but, I mean, just take it at face value, you know. I can just tell you that I can assure you it's worth looking into.
Justin, have you ever heard of Eratosthenes? I can't say his name. He's a...
Eratosthenes, yeah. And you can get the same result on a flat plane. You can get two different shadows. If you turn all the lights off in a room, turn the light on, and have two sticks in a room, one right underneath your light and one 10 foot away, you're going to have two different shadows. That doesn't prove anything.
Okay, and I read that also. So my question was, how do you explain gravity?
Gravity. That is the magical false god of the religion of science, because it's never been proven. It shouldn't even be a theory. It's more like a hypothesis.
Hold on, Justin. Hold on, bro. Ready?
Yeah.
What did you just prove, Mark?
I just fell on the floor, man.
What caused that?
Gravity. Jeez, that wasn't fun.
Well, what is keeping us on the Earth then?
What's keeping us on the Earth, Justin?
Well, you have to look into the theory of gravity. There's never been an experiment done that proves gravity. Never been proven. It's only a theory. Now, I believe what goes up must come down, but I don't believe Australians are standing upside down and water sticking to the outside of a ball that's spinning and flying through space.
That's an interesting statement there.
Okay.
We're going how fast? How fast are we going? We're spinning?
How fast we're going? We're spinning 1,000, supposedly, according to the heliocentric model, and we're flying around the sun at 67,000.
Well, how come the water is sitting so still then, damn it?
Well, now, okay, the spin, causes centrifugal force, but that does not affect the force of gravity really all that much. Even if the Earth...
Okay, but you didn't even know the formula for the curvature of the Earth, and now you're switching over to gravity, because that's the only thing...
Oh, well, do I have to have all my mathematical formulas memorized?
Gravity, and it's never been proven. You have to come to that realization. Now, I believe what goes up must come down. You can call that whatever word you want, but it doesn't, however, account for everything sticking. Water goes to a container, okay? It flattens out in its container. If it doesn't have a container, so what's the container making it stick to the outside of a spinning ball? And this is where the argument always ends up, from the ball Earth theory, is gravity. So I advise you to look into that as well, because you will see, what is it called? The Cavendish experiment. You look up the Cavendish experiment. That is what supposedly proved gravity hundreds of years ago. But if you read the experiment, it was inconclusive,
Well,
so,
the sphericalness or flatness of an object does not cause gravity. Gravity is caused by mass.
Yeah, that was me.
I understand the theory, and I'm not trying to deny it anyway. All I'm saying is it's never been proven. So I would not say that it's complete hogwash, but I would say that it's never been scientifically verified.
Now, where have they not proven that the Earth is round? How is that statement true? I don't. We enjoyed talking to you, Justin, because I'm trying to learn more about this thing. It's really interesting, that's for sure.
I appreciate it too. And that's why I told you off air, because cognitive dissonance is real big on this topic, so it
Right.
tends to get. I stay away from name calling and hurtful things like that.
Oh, thank you, sir. That's what we'd like.
Because it doesn't achieve anything.
No,
You know?
and it slows the process down too. So
Well, you have to understand that there's a level of cognitive dissonance, which is, I don't know if you're familiar with that term, but it's very popular in the truth community. It's why people can't, believe 9/11 was an inside job or whatever conspiracy theory you want to look into. So on the ball Earth, it's especially prominent because we've all been told that our whole lives, But I mean, we can debate all you want, but I'm going to shut up for a second and you can ask me something else.
Well, I had actually heard, getting back to gravity, this was kind of interesting because this is another thing that I had read on one of these sites, is that they explain gravity and things falling to the Earth, and they explain it as that the disk of Earth is accelerating through space at, what is it, 32 meters per second? Is that the rate at which things fall? Off the top of my head, I can't remember. I've got all these numbers in my head right now.
Right, there's a lot to remember.
So their explanation is not that the Earth is rotating, but that it's just moving at that speed, and that's how it. If I can find where I had written this down.
This also, I don't mean to interrupt you. We're getting ready to go to a commercial break here in just a second, and we're going to keep Justin on as long as he'd like to talk to us, because it's a real interesting conversation with him. But that means, Justin and Jennifer and world, that the history books, Michael Jackson, when he said the history books are lying to you, that would mean that
science books are too.
That brings up another interesting theory. How much time do we have?
3 minutes.
Okay. That brings up another interesting theory that I read. And they were talking about how we were indoctrinated basically from the beginning that the Earth was a globe, so that we wouldn't question it. We're taught 1 + 1 = 2, and in kindergarten, even preschool, you're shown the Earth as a globe. And so you never question it as you go through life. And so people are suspicious as to why do they introduce that theory so early.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right.
Well, we'll figure that out someday, I think. But right now, we got to go to a commercial break. All right, guys, this is Mark Connors on American Media News. We are on the line with Jennifer Mills from Shooting from the Hip and Justin from Illinois. We'll be right back after this, folks. Is the Earth flat? Kind of reminds me of a pancake, and now I'm hungry again. We'll be right back.